So started doing the siding. My brother-in-law helped me do this bottom here. Now we're gonna get into the tricky part underneath the sill. I'll have to do a little notching and then break off and start doing this side, and then in here, and then there, and then there. Keep it all the same. Got a laser line. Should be pretty interesting. I made one mistake. I forgot to put my outlets in because kind of just got excited and just started putting in siding and nailing it in. And next thing you know, I was like, oh, I was supposed to put outlets in the front here. So I'll have to come up with something. The Hardie Board Siding, it's not that difficult, I guess. They want painted edges with the splices, so your cut ends are gonna die into these corner boards. They want an 1/8 inch gap here at the corner boards, and then you're gonna caulk the edge. You don't caulk the splices. The splices you're gonna put on a stud, and that's about it. I mean, it doesn't seem that bad. If you're ripping them down with a saw, you know, maybe wear a mask. It's dusty. I'm using electric shears. I have these special holders to hold the siding in place for your spacing. One thing I did notice about this siding is they're not perfectly straight. There is dips in it because I put a laser on them, and I would be on the corner here, on the corner on the end, and it's dipping in the middle. So it's just something to watch out. If you have a laser line, like a level, you know, maybe every couple courses, throw a laser on there, make sure you're still good. I had to do a little bit of adjustment before I got to the sill. I think it looks really good. I wasn't too sure about where to put my splices, so, you know, I put them right over here. I think it looks fine. I mean, you need a splice. You're 12 feet, you need a splice somewhere. So all right here, I think is pretty good. You know, some of them are kind of, this one's like a 1/8, this is like a 16th, but you know, who's gonna bust my balls? I think I did pretty good so far. Yeah, so now I'm gonna have to do some notching for the window sills, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna try to keep the splices somewhat the same. So this one here is gonna match this one here. So I'm gonna shoot this 9, 9 1/8, and I want my painted factory edge on the splice. So I'm gonna measure from here, cut down there. I'll show you this way, and then I'll show you the miter saw. So here's this shear cutter, snapper shear, and what I realized is start cutting from the bottom and work your way to the top, because when you get to the end, it kind of wants to tear out a little bit. So have the tear out hidden, you know, start the clean cut here. And the other thing I noticed too is it cuts better when you flip it over, because it kind of mars this a little bit. So you know what, I'm gonna flip this over. But yeah, that gives you a fairly clean cut. Yeah, so I mean, there's still a little bit of the line there. It's a little bit crooked, but I mean, that's just me. I mean, it's my second day ever doing this. The next cut I make, we'll try it with the miter saw and see how that works. So I'm gonna lay this out. So hard measurement from the trim to the trim of the window, I have 4/2 and 3/8. 4/2 and 3/8. I'm gonna take an 1/8 over there, so 4/2 1/4. Okay, there's the beginning of my window. This window sill right here is 2 foot 7 inch. So I'm actually gonna hold a foot on this line. Hold a foot, so 3 foot 7. Could hold an inch, but holding a foot is pretty easy. In between here, I have 1 foot 5 exact. So same thing, I'm gonna hold a foot. So 2 foot 5, and then I should have my splice right in the middle of this window. This is gonna get cut out. I gotta figure out my height, so where exactly that gets cut. This is gonna be left. This is gonna get cut right here. So this is gonna come out. So these are 6 1/4 wide. I'm doing a 5-inch reveal. So the easy way I did that was, if I tap this, I'm gonna have 5, 10, 15, 20, pretty easy. So if I put 10 right here, it gives me a little bit of a space, which is fine. There's my 10. The board's a 6 1/4, so 10, I'm gonna add 1 1/4 inches to that. So I have 11 1/4. There's my top. That's where that's gonna land. Let me get a little closer to this. 1 3/16. All right, so I'm gonna try 1 1/8 inches. See how that looks. I think it'll look all right. All right, so I got that notched out. Here's these little holders. These things are pretty awesome. So it's gonna clip right underneath the here. I think that's gonna look great. That looks good. I like it. So I got this finish nail with stainless finish nails, and hopefully the depth is set fine. All right, slide this down. Should work all right. So I'm gonna support this end so it doesn't flop down. That doesn't look bad. Get a little bit closer here. That wasn't bad at all. See how accurate that is. I think that's right on the money though. I think that was a money shot. I mean, that looks good. I like that. So basically, pretty much from the end, I'll give myself right to there. So 1 foot, not even a quarter. 1 foot, 1/4 inch, right there. That's coming out. And then I'm going 1'5". So I will do the same notch. I'm gonna use this little guy, scribe it, and you know what? I'm actually gonna take off a little bit less than what I did. Make sure your kids aren't home when you do this. Seven, strong 7, 7 1/16, 7 and a strong 16th, 7 1/16. Let's nail her up. All right. Now we go up.